for him to return to the division that he helped build. There was no real hint at the time that this was anything other than Chris Sabin being the cruiserweight trying to help out a struggling X Division. The X Division portion of this story is slightly confusing, so bear with me. Sabin entered an X Division title tournament and the champion was Kenny King, who kept calling him Frail Sabin. It was clear on his return that Sabin was now wrestling a less high-risk style. He earned his way into an X Division title match at Slammiversary 2013, and it was going to be an Ultimate X match. Also in this triple threat would be a man who loved taking his own life, and the champion Kenny King. This would be a real test for Sabin with his 2 ACL injuries. I guess TNA were dicks by putting him in this match. Well, fortunately Sabin survived the Ultimate X match and actually won the thing too, making Sabin a 5-time champion. At the next pay-per-view, Option C would come into play, and that's something the Hawk should probably explain, because this is a really hard to follow few weeks of telly. Option C had been invented a year earlier by Austin Aries. The gimmick was that whoever was the X Division champion at the Destination X pay-per-view would be able to trade in their title for a World Heavyweight title shot. So Sabin picked up his new belt at a perfect time, but it would not be plain sailing. A few weeks before Sabin would have the decision about Option C to make, he had to defend his title in a triple threat. Before that match could take place, the Aces and Eights jumped Sabin and dragged him into a shipping container. This was just Bully Ray throwing his weight about and trying to scare Sabin into not challenging for Bully Ray's world title. Seems like the seeds are being sown here. The triple threat match that night was the masked man who loves taking his own life, Kenny King and Chris Sabin once again. It looked like Sabin had King beaten with the Hell Sabin, but the Life Taker stopped that. He reverses Kenny King's finisher into a pin, and now Sidey is the X Division champion. It was a weird twist, considering Bully Ray had just threatened Sabin before the match. Then the Hulkster Hogan storms out of a strange little injured man. Hulk tells us that this is TJ Perkins, and he is usually the man under the mask of Sidey. So someone took him out and stole his outfit. The masked man refuses to reveal himself and runs away with the belt, but Hogan is a determined little Hulkster and he returned later in the night. He ruled that unless the masked man revealed himself, he wouldn't let him do Option C. This gets the masked moron's attention and Bully Ray's attention too. Bully says that he scared Sabin so much earlier in the night that he lost deliberately so he didn't have to face Bully Ray. Hogan demands the mask comes off. The guy cuts a promo with a creepy voice changer and it sounds like he's definitely going to challenge for Ray's title. The mask comes off and it's Austin Aries, the man who invented Option C, a man who has already been the heavyweight champion. So that's Sabin screwed then because Aries just had this big angle and he's already established as a main eventer. Fast forward to the next episode of Impact and Hogan almost seems proud of Aries' actions. He admits Aries can have a title shot, but only if he can win his next triple threat X Division match. Then Hogan randomly changes the Life Taker's name to Manic. Oh thank God, no more skirting around that name. And Sabin Mania as Hogan calls him. Hogan wants this settled tonight and they have a great main event, and it's a time where the X Division finally feels important being in the main event. The ring is surrounded by two factions, the Aces and Eights and the Main Event Mafia, who are warring, and there's big moves going off everywhere. Aces and Eights want nobody to win this one. What a match this is. It's really just about Sabin and Austin Aries. Manic is pretty much nowhere to be seen. These guys are kicking out finishers and the crowd sound like a TNA crowd from 5 years prior. Sabin wins it with the top rope Hell Sabin, and once again Chris Sabin is back in the world title picture. He says you're looking at the next world champion. The Austin Aries swerve was an interesting one, and I do think that it served a purpose to elevate this division, if only temporarily. With just 2 weeks to go, Bully Ray opens the next show with a scathing rant about how much Chris Sabin sucks. The time finally comes for Sabin to make his decision on trading the title in. I can't help but wonder on Hogan's true thoughts as he describes Chris Sabin as the greatest wrestler to ever live. Sabin is about to hand the belt over when the Aces and Eights music hits. Bully Ray wants to have his say. He calls Sabin a little boy who could never defeat a man like him. Sabin shows some fire here and reminds Bully that it was him who kicked out the 3D and also pinned Bully Ray to retire the Team 3D tag team. He swears he'll beat him despite the size advantage. Put yourself in Chris Sabin's shoes, he must have been a bag of nerves standing on the stage with the Hulkster, but you can't tell. He hands in the belt and it's now official, Option C has been activated. The Icon Sting swears that the Main Event Mafia will keep the Aces and Eights away from this match to make sure it's fair. In the lead up to this, Bully
We cut out the Colombians. We take risks on both sides.
So why don't we split the risk? You guarantee your delivery, say as far as Panama. We take it from there.
Panama is risky. Costs me more. Panama can sell for 13-5 aquí.
13-5?
まずいな。
What are you, nuts? 13-5? We still gotta take that shit to Florida, man. Do you know what that's like these days? You got the fucking Navy all over the place. You got frogmen. You got EC-2s with the satellite tracking shit in them. You got the fucking Bell 209 assault choppers up the ass, man. Do you know we're losing 1 out of every 9 lows? That's no duck walk anymore, man. Let me tell you. Forget about 13-5.
We cut out the Colombians. We take risks and
He seems to be more distracted by the Hogan family drama than the upcoming challenger Sabin. Finally, we reached the night of the actual heavyweight title match. It's been a slightly confused twist in path, but we've made it. It's not actually on a pay-per-view, it's just an
Yeah. Yeah.